This afternoon, the Secretary General and Klaus Schwab, the founder of the World Economic Forum, will witness the signing of a memorandum of understanding on a strategic partnership between the UN and the World Economic Forum, which outlines areas of cooperation to deepen engagement between the two institutions and to jointly accelerate the implementation of the 2030 Agenda.
Again, I think that the biggest question maybe in economics and politics of the coming decades will be what to do with all these useless people.
Give a type of money that can only be spent for a specific number of reasons. And some worry about that state control or whatever, but like in this particular narrow use case, you want to give checks to individuals to get the economy moving again.
Yeah.
So if you think of programmable money that expires if you don't spend it.
We agree to continue our discussions, and we're going to meet again on Friday. In the meantime, our staffs are going to meet today and daily between now and then, and everyone in the meeting understood the risk of default. Our economy would fall into a significant recession. It would devastate retirement accounts, increase borrowing costs. According to Moody's, nearly 8 million Americans would lose their jobs, and our international reputation would be damaged in the extreme. The last part is me, international. Moody's did not say the last part about damage in the extreme. Well, the question, I have been considering the 14th Amendment, and a man I have enormous respect for, Larry Tribe, who advised me for a long time, thinks that it would be legitimate. But the problem is it would have to be litigated. And in the meantime, without an extension, it would still end up in the same place. I'll be very blunt with you. When we get by this, I'm thinking about taking a look at months down the road as to see what the court would say about whether or not it does work. Yes, sir.
Do you have time to get a deal and get it through before the deadline of as early as January 1st that Secretary Yellen has warned about?
Oh, I know we have the time. I mean, we could do it easily but do we have the will?
The 14th, sir, there's other proposals like prioritization of payments and minting the coin. Can you speak to whether either of those have been studied by your staff?
No, I can't because I don't think anybody studied the minting of the coin issue. But there have been discussions about whether or not the 14th Amendment can be invoked.
Is that the most likely unilateral executive path, worst case scenario?
I don't think that solves our problem now. I think that only solves your problem if once the court has ruled that it does apply for future endeavors. Yes, sir. Everyone agreed that deficit defaulting the debt is off the table. Last one, okay?
Title 42. Is the United States ready for the surge of people that's going to come across the border starting later this week?
I spent close to an hour with the Mexican president today. We're doing all we can. The answer is it remains to be seen. We've gotten overwhelming cooperation from Mexico. We also are in the process of setting up offices in Colombia and other places where someone seeking asylum can go first. But it remains to be seen. It's going to be chaotic for a while. And as an example, as I raised in the meeting, when they said, well, we're going to cut and no spending more money. So what the hell happens? If you cut, you're going to cut people at the border? You're going to cut agents at the border? We need more at the border, not less at the border.
Welcome to the Crypto Teacher. And you know I come back with that video just to make you think.
Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel.
And guys, we have Biden and McCarthy standoff when it comes to the debt ceiling. And Biden talks about the 14th Amendment, and he says he's not worried about it this time, but it's for next time. And guys, we know he said that for a reason. Remember, I told you, I'm not worried about this go-round for the debt ceiling. I'm worried about the next one. And we know all the drama around the debt ceiling is for the fourth industrial revolution. Because Janet Yellen said that we were going broke January 19th, she was allowed to tap those government retirement accounts, and we know that liquidity came back into the stock market to help maintain. But we know once they come up with a solution for this debt ceiling, liquidity is going to start shrinking. And then right around the corner, we're going to have Fed now. And all the distractions that we have now, debt ceiling, Trump, Biden's son, so they can stall and get us ready for the main event. Remember, guys, the NWO are the master magicians. They're going to set up a big distraction, so therefore the people are looking one way and they're running the money in the back door so they can start building. And we see the AI push, the AI takeover. We have ChatGPT as CNBC's #1 disruptor. And we know who is it funded by? That's right, Microsoft, Bill Gates. And we know Elon Musk stated that he helped out with the project. And then, guys, we have IBM turning back to IBM Watson. And if you hide my NWO book, you understand. And, guys, we know in the 4th Industrial Revolution, the robots, algorithms, and drones get to take the economy over, and now they have money. They can pay each other and not a human involved. And we have Ripple XRP talks about the future of CBDCs. And the article states that Jupiter Research says that CBDC global volume will go from 100 million to 213 billion by 2030. And guys, we know it's going to be a whole lot more than that. But what was significant about this article is stated that due to the C word, technology was moved up. And we know it was all part of a bigger plan. And guys, we know that's the digital transformation. And we know majority of people are no longer using cash anyway. And millennials and Generation Z are already using their phones to make payments. So the push for the cashless society is already happening. But in order for the NWO to bring on CBDCs to the globe, they have to have a global crisis. And we know we hear those drums are beating. And we have the machines ready to come right behind it. So the machines take over the economy. The people sit at home, get free money airdropped to them. But little do they know eventually this money is going to be able to tell them what, where, and when and how to buy. And they have 3 to 6 months to spend it or poof, it's gone. So guys, you're witnessing the fall of America to Babylon with the United States World Reserve Currency and the rise of the Brics nations and the emerging markets led by China the Dragon. And that's the reason why we see all these crypto projects overseas. And remember, this was planned out decades ago. And we know the Cryptoteacher wrote about it a long time ago because he knew when it comes to the New World Order, it's all planned out. You have a wonderful day.
I would never want to put any gun to anybody's head. That's why I came February 1st. I sat out here. I want to have something responsible. I want to have something sensible. And then I just say to you and the American public, would it be wrong if you took hardworking taxpayers' money and you had billions of dollars appropriated for a pandemic that is now over? Why wouldn't you pull that back? Would it be wrong to put some control? Remember what we're talking about. A debt ceiling is like your child having a credit card. We reached the limit. We're responsible for paying it. But would you just raise the limit without seeing how you're spending your money? That's all we're talking about. So I understand that the president has to sign it and it has to pass the Senate. So why couldn't we, for the last 97 days, talk about this? Why would it, when a president who was vice president before, if you look at all of his quotes, this is a man who prided himself. They called him the Biden negotiations. This is a man, the President Biden, when he was senator, he actually voted against debt ceilings because they said they didn't cut enough in spending. This is a president who, when he was vice president, Joe Biden, when it was a $14 trillion debt, said, we have to do something about this big debt that we have. It is now $31 trillion. I think every single household believes you need to be able to do something responsible and sensible, and that's what we've been trying to do for the last 3 months.
Leader McConnell, what gives you that confidence after this meeting, Leader McConnell, that there will be a default?
What did I watch?
When you said that the U.S. has never defaulted and never will, what gives you that confidence right now to say that?
Yeah, look. The United States of America is not going to default. We are having a debate here in conjunction with raising the debt ceiling as to whether or not after dropping $2.6 trillion on the American people in the last Congress on a partisan vote, we ought to have at least some restraint on our spending related to the debt ceiling. And this is not unusual. We've been here before. Debt ceilings have frequently carried other measures. What we have here is we're running out of time, and it's time for the president to get serious and to sit down with the speaker and get a solution.
The automobile history, back in time, dare I say, all the way back to 1908. 1908, there were 253 registered car companies trying to win in the brand new business. 20 years later, more than 200 of those were gone, wiped out, most of them, some got bought. And in 1929, just 3 companies, Ford, GM, and Chrysler, were about 80% of the American auto business. That is how capitalism works.
Going to a different economy, and we're going to be learning more about that as we go. But clearly, we're learning that things can be done from remote locations. We're learning that technology can replace people even more than we thought.
We're not going back to the same economy. We're recovering, but to a different economy, and it'll be one that is more leveraged to technology. And I worry that that is going to make it even more difficult than it was for many workers.
In Silicon Valley, and my friends who work in technology know that what we did to the manufacturing workers, we are now going to do to the retail workers, the call center workers, the fast food workers, the truck drivers, and then even bookkeepers, accountants, insurance agents, lawyers, and on through the economy. So what happened to the manufacturing workers is a very clear sign.
And so we'll import Chinese-based CBDC technology. So it's going to be CBDC in a box provided to you by the People's Bank of China.
Cryptoteacher and the New World Order book, plus the 3 kids books. It's time to re-educate. Also, new to cryptos, Coinbase, Bitrue, Binance. Do not forget book links and crypto links are in the description. The stock channel, guys. Don't forget to go like, subscribe, spread everywhere. You have your Kobo, your chip stocks, your banking, your gaming. While everybody's sitting at home, get on stocks, the Seaver, the biotech stocks. And while everybody's at home wishing they were still getting that free money, what are they doing? Drinking and smoking weed. Don't forget about those stocks, and you have a wonderful day. The most powerful person in the world is the storyteller. The storyteller sets the vision, values, and agenda of an entire generation to come. Steve Jobs. And guys, you know I truly believe in this. When you look at the New World Order, they're the storytellers. And that's the reason why I wrote my New World Order book. But guys, now it's time to change the current generation. And I wrote 3 kids books. You know I love the Trinity because I understand the power that's in it. So I have 3 books. We have an opportunity to change the generation, to educate, not just me, but I want to show you that I take action on a daily basis. And I want you to take action on a daily basis. Whether it's your job, whether it's in your community, we have an opportunity right now to educate the masses. I posted this on my Twitter account. Please share, but this is a short clip of the 3 books. There's going to be a clothing line and action figures. Please get these books for your kids, nephews, cousins, friends, so therefore we can start the re-education now. Because as we see, the 4th Industrial Revolution foundation is definitely here. Robots, algorithms, drones, taking humanity out the picture. We have to re-educate. But let's get into the video.
Part 1. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save the village. Part 2. King Joshua and Grandma Tam save New York from COVID 33. Part 3. King Joshua and Grandma Tam goes to China.
It's mandatory to get part 1, part 2, and part 3 of this series. It's time to re-educate Generation Z.